Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headlines. Government will purchase 50% of the public and private agro-industrial production. In Venezuela, the priority is not to hold elections, but to recover the economy. Caracas sent humanitarian aid to Haiti. The Venezuelan government will purchase 50% of the goods produced by the country's agro-industrial sector to guarantee the distribution of the basic goods. The state reserved the right to purchase that 50% after approving a decree that covers the national public and private agro-industry. The products acquired by the government will be distributed directly to the communities through special committees activated by the country. President Nicolás Maduro approved the decree and said that it would come into effect immediately. He affirmed, quote, "This has to be fulfilled strictly and must push us to increase continuously the national production steadily in a sustainable manner," close quote. The Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro said that in this moment it is not a priority to develop an electoral process in the country. Maduro acknowledged the economic problems in Venezuela and considered that this is the issue to be solved urgently. The head of state assured that the priority is not to hold elections, but to recover the economy. During the first trimester of 2017, if the requirements established in the Constitution are met, in Venezuela there could be a recall referendum to determine if the current administration continues in power. Suspected members of the guerrilla of the National Liberation Army dynamited a section of the Caño Limón-Coveñas pipeline, which transports crude oil from the Colombian department of Arauca in the northeastern border with Venezuela to the coasts of the Caribbean. The attack was attributed preliminarily to the Domingo Line Science Front of the ELN. Colombian troops of the Special Road Energy Plan Battalion No. 1 arrived at the scene of the attacks to secure the area.
Venezuela in the news.
More than 1.3 billion bolivars and $380,000 will be invested by the Venezuelan government to increase the capacity of production and processing of corn flour. Caracas will purchase with this investment 300 mortars, which will be activated in the processing factories. The corn flour is used in Venezuela to prepare typical dishes, among them the arepa. The government seeks to break the monopoly existing in the sector, controlled by the Group Polar. Hurricane Matthew, the most powerful storm in the Caribbean for almost a decade, was moving on Wednesday towards the Bahamas and the eastern coast of Florida in the United States after it struck Haiti and Cuba, causing the death of at least 17 people. Matthew, which according to the United Nations is generating the worst humanitarian crisis in Haiti since the devastating earthquake of 2010, impacted on Tuesday with winds of 230 kilometers per hour, destroying towns, farming lands, and touristic facilities. Venezuela sent a shipment of 20 tons of humanitarian aid to that nation. The aid covered non-perishable food, water, sheets, and medicines.
News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headline. Government will purchase 50% of the public and private agro-industrial production. In Venezuela, the priority is not to hold elections, but to recover the economy. Caracas sent humanitarian aid to Haiti.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.